Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey. Not through, maps or the usual text, but through some truly extraordinary visitors' feedback.
Yeah, it's quite something.
We're going to sort of immerse ourselves in these really vivid impressions of a place described in almost, mythical terms. Sindhudurg. Think of it less like a dry overview and more like stepping into this rich tapestry woven from really heartfelt experiences.
And it's not just like standard travel reviews either. What's so compelling about this feedback is how it weaves together these deep spiritual observations, amazing descriptions of nature, and surprisingly even insights into the economic side of things.
Right.
For a place that's genuinely presented as a paradise, it's this really multifaceted view, goes way beyond the surface.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. Our mission today is basically to understand what makes Sindhudurg so uniquely captivating. Why does it get these profound reactions from people who've been there?
Yeah.
And what does it really mean to be, as the feedback says, like no other place on Earth?
That's the core question, isn't it?
So as we dig into this visitor feedback, the language used, it just jumps out immediately. It's not just positive, it's almost poetic, really packed with superlatives that suggest a profound connection.
Definitely.
We see phrases like pure Jannat, which, means paradise, blessedness, land of plenty, paradise on earth.
Over and over again.
Yeah, it's consistently presented as something astonishing, awe-inspiring, breathtaking, even home to the warriors. It sets this really powerful, almost sacred tone right from the get-go.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is this consistent theme of exclusivity running through it all.
Exclusivity, right.
The feedback suggests that living in Sindhudurg isn't just like a choice you make. It's presented as this divine, almost predestined invitation. It actually says, if a living being is superbly, truly, and ultimately blessed, then and only then can one get to reside here and call Sindhudurg home.
Wow.
So it's not just about finding a nice place, it's about being chosen by it.
That's such a profound idea, isn't it? And the feedback takes this even further. It sort of implies the land itself has this spiritual agency. Like it actively chooses who lives there.
Yeah, exactly.
It says, no one can come here until the Kainat wishes. And Kainat, for anyone listening, that refers to the universe or, the divine will. A really big concept.
Huge force, yeah.
And that goes on. Strictly by invitation, the land's call, attract, and ensures the deserving souls to live here. It's not the calling of the heart or head.
But the calling of the souls.
Right. It's the calling by the water, air, and the soil. It really makes you wonder about the depth of belief behind that perspective.
And this idea, the spiritual selectivity, it gets reinforced by a pretty striking statistic in the feedback.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It notes, out of the 1.5 billion humans in India, only the blessed 8.5 lakh people get to live here and cherish magic in each moment. Collection of the most blessed souls.
8.5 lakh. So that's, 850,000 people?
Yeah, it's exactly. 850,000 out of 1.5 billion. It really drives home this perceived rarity, the exceptional nature of being a resident there. It paints Sindhudurg not just as beautiful, but as well-reserved for this unique, almost chosen group. It's this intriguing mix of spirituality and, demographics.
So what does that mean for you, listening to this? If a place can literally choose its people, how does that change how you might aspire to be there?
Right.
The visitor's feedback really leans into this. It suggests it's less about your own ambition, more about your inner self, your disposition.
Like who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It implies that being compassionate, humble, empathetic, and love, those qualities are the keys, that they grant you entry when the time is right. It really sounds like a land with its own spirit, almost a living thing with a discerning heart. Maybe when you're truly aligned with its essence, it just calls you.
Powerful thought.
Okay, so moving from that mystical, almost ethereal invitation, the visitor's feedback then shifts to the tangible. It paints this incredibly vibrant sensory picture of Sindhudurg's natural abundance.
Ah, yeah, this part is amazing.
This is where it really captures the imagination, I think. It's described as a magical world of birdsong, where mornings aren't just quiet, but they're announced by a symphony of sounds from literally thousands of birds. Can you imagine waking up to that?
It's an incredible image, and the feedback, it really brings it to life by detailing the specific maestros of morning melody.
Right.
That phrase, you've got the coal's haunting call sort of echoing, then hummingbirds described like iridescent jewels, zipping between flowers with their high-pitched trills and chirps.
Wow.
Then the Asian fairy bluebirds, vibrant blue and black, adding these sweet melodious calls, and the oriental magpie robins with their cheerful whistled songs foraging in the trees. It's just this rich auditory tapestry.
And it's not just the birds thriving, right? The feedback points to the astonishing natural resources that support this whole ecosystem. Calls the region a fruitful abode.
Yeah, fruitful is an understatement, it sounds like.
We're talking about incredibly lush forests, abundant fruit trees, and not just any trees. Coconuts, cashew nuts, mangoes, like over 20 kinds, including the world-famous Alfonso.
Yeah, Alfonso, yeah, renowned.
Plus jackfruits, kokum, chiku, bananas, passion fruit, berries, so much more. It's presented like a true Eden. A feast for the birds, definitely, but also for the eyes and ears of the residents. And you'd assume a source of real prosperity, too.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, the feedback keeps hammering home how Sindhudurg and Mahagoa's unique mix, coastal and forest ecosystems, creates this world of just breathtaking beauty and unparalleled abundance.
Yeah, the languages.
It uses this incredible list of adjectives trying to capture it. Unbelievable, bountiful, magical, stunning, spectacular, prodigious, lush, vibrant, thriving, resplendent, gorgeous, opulent, paradisiacal.
Wow, that's quite a list.
It's not just repetitive, right? It conveys this overwhelming sense of an immersive, natural sensory experience. Something that's hard to describe simply. Paints a picture of a place in the pious lap of nature. Suggests an almost spiritual connection to the environment itself.
It really does make you want to just step into that magic of this region where the sounds of nature blend in perfect harmony, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
A place where the sheer vitality of the natural world isn't just seen, it's deeply felt. And this depth of connection to nature, it really sets the stage for our next point, which kind of pivots.
Yeah, a bit of a shift.
To a surprising yet equally compelling aspect from the visitors' feedback, the economic realities of this heaven on earth.
Right.
So we've talked about the profound spiritual invitation, the amazing natural paradise that Sindhudurg is described as. But then the feedback gives this surprising, almost, jarring glimpse into the practical realities. Especially the booming property market. It feels like a stark contrast, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And it raises a big question. How does a place described as so exclusive, almost divinely chosen, naturally preserved, how does it handle intense modern demand?
Exactly.
The feedback mentions insights from a recent Deloitte survey looking at Indians wanting to buy homes in Goa and Mahagoa. And the numbers, well, they're just astonishing.
Okay, hit us with them.
It says 9 crore Indians from across the country and 4 crore North Indians from Delhi and NCR regions spent time, money, and efforts to look to buy a second home property in North and Mahagoa, specifically near the Amape International Airport.
9 crore. That's 90 million people.
Oh.
And 4 crore is 40 million.
Yep, huge numbers.
And to put that demand in perspective for everyone listening, the actual population of Goa is about 20 lakh, so 2 million.
Yeah.
And Mahagoa, Sindhudurg, is around 5 lakh, 500,000 people.
Right.
So you've got literally tens of millions eyeing a region with a tiny existing population. The demand isn't just massive, it's colossal. It creates this unbelievable pressure on paradise.
And the feedback explains why it's so attractive, despite the exclusivity thing. It notes 97.5% land in Goa is declared forest and can never change. And importantly, Mahagoa has 80% of land under forest or fruit orchids estates.
Wow, 80% in Mahagoa.
Yeah. This deliberate preservation, the sheer amount of nature is highlighted as making it the most healthy and happy region to live in. So there's a direct link. The natural abundance and the lack of unchecked development is precisely what drives its desirability. It's a lifestyle choice.
And the feedback describes a real estate market that sounds, frenzied.
Completely.
It says top-end real estate companies from across India are actively developing, selling in North Goa and Mahagoa, and that everything gets sold out in days and weeks of launching.
Days and weeks, not months or years.
No. And the accessibility fuels it too. 60 direct flights and 160 plus stopover flights fly from Delhi to Goa each day. That kind of connectivity just transforms a place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a remote paradise, highly desirable and reachable.
Which naturally creates huge scarcity. The feedback calls it a first-come, first-serve race for acquiring a piece of paradise. States flat out, demand can never be fulfilled by the supply, ever.
Never. That's a strong statement.
But it also highlights a critical counterbalance: the government stepping in. The feedback notes governments have become very active and already passed orders stopping or regulating most of the development. They've declared 18 villages and regions as eco-sensitive zones, green belts, strictly controlled development.
Ah, interesting. So there's this real tension.
Exactly, preserving what makes it special versus the incredible market pressure.
And for those who do have land and permissions, the feedback says it's like sitting on a lottery.
Yeah, prices doubling each year.
Doubling each year. And it gives average selling rates, 45, 100,000 SQR MTR in North Goa, and still in an amazing range of 10, 20,000 SQR MTR in Goa.
Still high, but comparatively more accessible in Goa, yeah.
And the value isn't just land, right?
Yeah.
It's the productivity. Famous for fruit orchids estates and baths of Alfonso mango, coconuts, superi, cashew nuts plantations, and other very expensive trees.
Right, so the land itself is valuable, productive agricultural land, explains the high prices.
So connecting that all together, the MOHA airport has clearly, as the feedback says, changed the dynamics of real estate of the region.
Undeniably. The feedback even claims nowhere in the world is the growth so powerful, which is a huge claim.
It is. But even with this economic boom, this intense demand, the feedback constantly circles back to Sindhudurg's core appeal.
Always comes back to that.
Its nearly untamed greenery and forests, expansive beaches, and vibrant, stately buildings, temples, and churches. And maybe most importantly, that invaluable, relaxed, laid-back attitude of very gentle and spiritual people. It really is pitched as the Rolls-Royce of health and happy living, suggesting its value goes way beyond just money. It's rooted in that unique blend of nature and tranquility.
It's a powerful combination.
What an incredible mix of insights we've unpacked today, just from this unique visitor's feedback. We've explored a place defined by, well, what feels like a divine invitation.
Yeah.
A land of unparalleled natural beauty that just seems to invigorate all your senses. And then this modern reality of a real estate market in a frantic race against preservation, driven by this almost insatiable demand for a piece of paradise.
This visitor's feedback, it's really shown us a place that seems to live up to all those superlatives: heaven on earth, land of the warriors, a pious lap of nature.
Yeah.
It paints this picture of a region that's both ancient in its spirit and incredibly modern in its appeal and its economic dynamics.
So what does this all mean for you, listening in? Sindhudurg, as presented here, it's not just a spot on a map, is it? It's an experience, a calling, a truly rare piece of paradise.
Definitely feels that way.
And it leaves us with a really provocative thought, I think. In our world, which is so interconnected, where almost everywhere seems discoverable, accessible with a click or a flight, what does it truly mean for a place to still remain, as this feedback suggests, strictly by invitation only?
Something to ponder.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of Sindhudurg. We really hope you found it as captivating as we did.